Merry Christmas, Happy Festimas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy insert your holiday here. I don't like saying Merry Christmas because every person I ever say Merry Christmas to, they say it's Happy Holidays, get it politically correct, and then every person I say Happy Holidays to is like, fuck you, say Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Just celebrate Festivus like a normal Seinfeld fan. Hope y'all are having a fun day. I haven't. I've been playing ranked most of the morning, and I've lost every single game on Anara. Because, like, my team will... I get a con every single game that throws or doesn't know how to push. So I figured let's stop and, let's look at some cards. I did want to say one thing. A lot of people were saying, I put it in one of the community pages that this patch is basically OP64. And what I meant by that, where I think a lot of people are like, oh no, it's not. I'm like, it kind of is though. I mean, once a year, Paladins really does, once a year, every year, Paladins has done this. They release one big patch a year that overhauls how the game works. You know, you have the movement speed. I consider OB64 to be last year's patch, not even though it was released in 2017, I consider it for 2018 because it really affected for most of 2018. So OB64 is 2018. You have the big mobility nerf that hit for 2017, and then now you're having this for 2019. We're getting this. It's like this is gonna overhaul. Most of what I want to go talk about today is going to apply. I want to talk about interesting ideas for builds. Now, how do you judge what loadout cards are better than others? Now,
Victor,
we're going to be doing this a lot. So we're going to look at the basic card. Now, the best way to compare apples to apples, two loadout cards side by side, and figure out which one is better, is you take both cards and you put them in the loadout and you put them at level 5 and you see what the benefit that you get out of it is. Now, an example is this. So we put this at level 5, and we're going to put this at level 5. So these cards both give you the same basic benefit of 30 ammo when a condition is met. Now the condition is speed load is kills and elimination. So that means assists and kills give you 30 ammo. Fire in the hole is that every grenade for every enemy that you hit with a grenade, you get 30 ammo. Now, these two cards, even though they have the same basic effect, play completely differently. For example, Fire in the Hole is much better if you're running Shrapnel. So if we are running Shrapnel, you know, you're going to run Grenader. I wouldn't really say these two. I think these two cards are kind of bad in my opinion. But these two cards play very well off of each other, especially with Shrapnel. So you're not reloading as much. However, this is a better card to be running because it can also be run with Grenader because you want to focus on getting eliminations. Now, as a damage champion, you're going to want to focus on getting eliminations more. Now, Fire in the Hole works great on Shrapnel, but it doesn't really work very well. It doesn't have good card synergy, something I've talked about before, with the rest of your cards. Whereas, I forgot the name of that other card already. What was that? Speed Load, yeah, I'm tired, sorry. Speed Load works well with all of these because it focuses on eliminations. So that's how you compare two cards side by side, putting level 5. Now, a lot of people ask me, why do I have health cards in my build? Well, let me show you why. So we're going to compare two characters that have health cards. Who are two characters that are side by side? I need... I can't do... Okay, here we go. We'll use Furia and... Fernando. Now, Fernando has a health card, Cavalier, that increases him by 750 health. Now, he is a tank. He's not going to get the benefit of a 250 health card. Like, 250 health card on Fernando is nothing. So you have to realize, you know, they scale it up for a tank. But 750 health. So, giving Fernando 750 health puts him at 5,350 health. Furia, on the other hand, has a health card as well. but her health card is 250. Now, she is a lower health champion, so that makes sense. But giving her that card puts her at 2450. Now, excuse me. Now, why am I comparing these two cards if I'm explaining the differences between them? Well, because on almost all of my Fernando builds, that card is level 4 or level 5. It's level 5 except for this one build, and that's only because I'm focusing more on my Fireball than anything else. Why is it so important? Well, because it makes him extra tanky. I don't have to rely so much on healing because I have more health to work with. I can survive longer before I heal. On Furia, I have the same situation. Now on Furia, you know, I have her at level 4 or level 5. I have her on level 5, except on this one where I have her on 2. For this, why is it not as important? And when I make changes with the upcoming patch, I can see the health cards going down a little bit more. Why is a build like this? You know, why do I not have as much health? Same thing if you look at my damage champions. We're going back to Victor. I have 5 builds with level 5, but I don't have 1 with level 2. And that level 2 build is more effective sometimes. Vivian, I have 5, 4, and 3, but I play the 3 build the most. And then you look at Tyra. Again, Tyra's all over the place. She really benefits from that extra card. 5, 3, that's 2, that's 1. Why do I have them scattered all over the place? Well, because you have to look at on a damage champion, the extra health isn't as important because of the fact that you can buy kill to heal and you get more benefit out of it. At kill to heal 3, you get 900 health. So I don't need to rapidly increase my health as much to sustain a fight on a champion like Tyra. On a champion like Anara, giving myself that extra 750 health is a staple because it makes me more tanky. One of the things you want to look at with extra health cards is your hitbox. You know, smaller characters with smaller hitboxes are going to have lower health cards because they don't really need as much health. Now, Makoa's interesting because he doesn't have a health card. He has Leviathan. Leviathan, in my opinion, is a very strong card on him. It is his best card. It's not his most effective. Pluck is his most effective, but Leviathan is his best card. That's how you compare ability cards. You're going to get more value out of Leviathan, even though you play more effectively with Pluck. You confirm kills, stuff like that. That's another apples-to-apples comparison. Now, looking at loadout cards, here are a few cards that I want to compare. A lot of people tell me Harden and Sea Legs are staples of Pluck builds. Not really. Now, Sea Legs gives you 30% life rip after hitting an enemy with your anchor. This is designed to be run with Pluck, where you deal the 1,000 and change damage, and you get 30% life rip off of that. So you basically heal up 400 a shot. But in reality, it's not as effective as Harden is. Now, why is that? Well, let's say it's 1,100. I don't remember the exact number. We're going to say it's 1,100 per shot. Now, you get 30% life rip out of that, which means you're getting roughly 350, 400 health. I think it's closer to 350. So with Sea Legs, you're going to get 350 health every time you hit someone with Dredge Anchor and you follow up. Now, Harden is better because it gives you damage reduction after hitting an enemy with Dredge Anchor. Gives you 25% damage reduction. Now, let's say you have a champion, a fast-firing champion like Victor. Let's say he only hits you with 4 shots. Well, you've mitigated one of those shots. I'm holding up 3 fingers because that's how many shots you're getting hit with. I realize I said 4, but this is all the damage that you are taking. Are these 3. Or if you're German, these 3. So, this is a much better card. It also affects all-encompassing. Generally, if you're playing Makoa, you're going to get hit by multiple people from multiple angles. So that is how you compare apples to apples. Another thing I want to mention, I'm keeping this video short. Ruckus is another card. A lot of people tell me a shield build is great on him. Well, let's explain why the shield build isn't the greatest in the world. So we're going to run all these cards, and we're going to put all these cards at level 5. Okay. Now, remember, I can't have all of these cards at level 5. I cannot. I have to shave off 5 points. I actually have to shave off more than 5 points. I have to shave off 6 points, because I still need an extra slot over here. Now, you can increase the duration and reduce the cooldown of emitter by 5 seconds each. Now, these cards are useless here because these only apply while the shield is active. So if your shield gets destroyed, they're not of value to you. Now, nanotech goes very well with Warden. These two cards both play well off of Warden, but not off of Refraction. So one could argue that Refraction is kind of useless. Refraction can go. Regenerative Alloy isn't great. You regen 25 ammo per second. You have 200 ammo, so that means that you have to have your shield up for 8 seconds to fully refund your ammo. So Regenerative Alloy is just bad. And then Refraction. So that would lead you to believe Nanotechnology and Warden go very well together, so you have the 5-second duration. Now let's look at something here. So you have your shield, which lasts for 3.5 seconds with a 12-second cooldown. Those are the important numbers to pay attention to. Okay. So what does this build do? So this build drops your cooldown to 7 seconds, and it gives you an 8.5 second shield. That is great. That's wonderful. Oh my god, that's a fantastic build. No, it's not. Why is it not? Well, because Wrecker. Wrecker burns through your shield. Now, if you're running these two cards right here, it just means you have a shield. That gives you a larger hitbox. Because of the way your shield works. So you would think, okay, I can run nanotechnology and then have just 2 filler cards, and this is a good build right here. Because I get 150 health per second. For 8.5 seconds. Doesn't even heal you for half your health, though. Another example, this is something that I like to compare as well. This is a controversial one, so a friend of mine says Saris right here. So you have the card Blood Pack, where you heal 350 health per second. So on, if you're just on Void Abides, right? That card right there gives you 700 health. You're wasting 5 points on 700 health, not including if you get interrupted during your heal. Now you're healing for 2,000, but you're only getting 700 out of it. It's not a very strong card. Now you compare this to a character like Genos. Now Genos does weaker healing. However, Genos does 220 health per second, and Relativity heals you for 200 per second. So you are getting a decent benefit out of that card. Another card that I like is one that Pip has. Where's that? Gift Giver. Level 5, you get 100% of the healing potion if you don't hit yourself. Now, this is a very important card on Mega Potion, believe it or not. If you're running Mega Potion, you can actually get that heal at Gift Giver 5. You know, another card I think is stupid. This is another one, is heal over duration is stupid to me. So, Furia has this card right here. You heal 525 health over 3 seconds. I think that's a very weak card. Now, this is not 525 per second. This is 525 over 3 seconds. I understand why it's over 3 seconds is because you can run the card Light Forge at level 4. That reduces your cooldown by 1 second. So now you have a 3-second heal, so you can constantly be healing yourself, similar to Genos. The difference is the heal that you put out is about 1,500. It's 1,000 bursts and then another 500 over time. This card basically gives you that overtime effect, but not as quickly and not as strong. So it's a very weaker build to run. Now we want to look at damage reduction and mobility. We're going to come to Shaolin for this. This is where we're going to end it right here. A lot of people tell me if you're running a movement speed build, you want to run these two cards. But that's really a waste. Now, remember that Shifting Sands is going away, so you're not going to be able to insta-reset Planted anymore. Planted has a 6-second longer cooldown than Withdraw does. So one would say that You know, yes, Daring Escape gives you more movement speed, but the bonus movement speed doesn't really help you because you're not going to be able to use it as often. You know, you're not going to be able to go. Daring Escape is effective, but not at level 5 because you're not getting that extra 2 points is not worth it because you're not going to get it as effectively. If you drop that down to tier 3 instead of tier 5, you're getting the same benefit out of Run with the Wind. Because you have to realize you're not going to be able to use an ability as often. And that's the thing. If you're not using an ability as often, you need to balance how much you put into that card. This is one of the things I like to talk about. Zin is like one of the only flex builds I have. Like, I have a lot of builds that are focused on a character. This is my flex build on Zin. This is effective on every card except Retaliation, which has a specific build for it. These 2 cards right here are built around Smolder. So this will give me 60% of my health, basically, every time I billow, and then this helps me get my billow up faster. This is a card right here for Yomi, and these 2 cards are Yomi and Guillotine. I'm saying the Whirl more for the Guillotine and the Dragon Oil more for the Yomi. This lets me flex very well. Now, I'm not using any one ability so often, and the one ability that I have that built in. You look at a build like this. Okay, Fan the Flame. So every time I get a kill, I have my billow up. This is a Smolder build right here. You can run it with Yomi, which is why I have that there. You know, you have to realize how long your cooldown is. 15-second cooldown on billow is a long time, so every little bit helps. An example of a character where cooldowns really help you is Leon. This is my go-to build on Leon because of Inheritance 5. The cooldown reduction really helps you, and the cooldown reduction really helps put you over the edge, so that you are constantly being able to reset your abilities, and that means that any cards that you have are going to make it much more effective. So a card like Revitalizing Gem, a card like Present Arms, a card like Bloodline, all of these cards heal you after using an ability, are much more effective with Inheritance. So if you want to create a sustained build on these cards, you can actually create a sustained build. So what are we going to put in for the filler? We can put in Noble Crest. So we have that 5. We'll stack these up evenly. I could put this at 300. I don't really need it there. Alright, so this is a pretty decent build right here. This is a sustained build. It allows me to constantly spam my abilities. I'm not getting a lot of healing out of it, but I'm getting enough healing for it to, like, keep me alive a little bit longer. I have the cooldown reduction so I can spam this. You know, I can go Grace Valor, heal for 300, which is basically kill to heal. If I have kill to heal 1, okay, so I've got 600 out of that. A little extra health so I can take one or two more shots. The Presence right here, that's basically, it keeps all these cards around the same level, 150 to 200 health. Now, these are all decent cards to run. If you want to take Presence out because you're not going to use it as often, that's fine. You can take Presence out. Let's say we just put Highborn in as a filler. You could take and put these right here. So now you have 200 on your 2 lowest cooldowns, which you can reset a lot quicker because of Inheritance. And this lets you basically spam heal yourself. So if you don't have a good healer, you can work around that. But that's a good way to judge the strength of loadout cards, is by comparing loadout cards against one another at tier 5 or against their cooldown duration. We showed you cooldown duration with Ruckus Leon, and we showed you apples to apples on Fernando Furia. So I hope this video has been helpful. Wish me luck. I'm going to keep going.